Hey everyone, ArdrethShadow here, and after a long sort of hiatus, welcome back to Doki Literature Club Plus. So previously, I temporarily finished things off with Sayori, and then I moved on to the Natsuki route. Well, quote unquote. I know there were some people in the last stream like, ha ha ha, you don't know what you're in for. And I'm here like, look at my channel. Look at all the DLC mods I played. And I was just here like, yeah, so think twice before you talk about me being a newbie at this game. Well, technically I'm a newbie at this game, but not DLC as a whole. Okay, so I have all of these unlocked so far. You've got mail. Well, actually, no, we don't got mail. Alright. So... Gosh, yeah, it's been forever since I've touched the game, I know. Well, luckily, that's what I have my notes here for, more or less. Well, oops. Let's see here, save 2 is base point 1. Save 3 is Natsuki, save 4 is Sayori, save 5 is going to be for Yuri. Okay. So this is base point 1. And then this is for Natsuki. Yeah, because I'm just here like, God, why do I even... But yeah, now that I'm looking at the times of the saves, yeah, it makes more sense. Alright, so I guess we're back on our way from school. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Ludicrous speed. Alright. Time to write some poems. Although, I need my list of words here as soon as my phone cooperates with me. Load faster. Geez, Prima Games, your website is... No, I don't want any stupid ads. Leave me alone. Okay, well I guess I am gonna have to deal with this stupid ads. Alright, let's see here. Playground. Strawberry. Spinning. As in spinning in circles! What now? Hop. Okay, well, parfait, I know that one. See, blanket? Yes. Fantasy. Is this the real life, or is this just fantasy? Candy? Okay, candy is one. Pink. Okay. I would have been shocked if that didn't work for her. Let's see. Neville. Hopeless. Poof. Let's see. Twirl. Puppy. Oh, vanilla. I know that one. Cute. I'm not cute! Kawaii. And for whatever reason, nightgown. Oh wait, anger apparently is one. Because she's so grumpy and angry all the time. Alright. Ludicrous speed. Stupid sexy Monica. Okay, no. Hey, you. Huh? I look up to see Natsuki next to me. How long have you been standing there? Are you just gonna sit there and keep staring at nothing? Yes, because right now it is 7:30. And it's... actually, no, 5:30 is stare at the abyss. There isn't that much time, so... sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry or anything, dummy. It's not like I'm worried, dummy. I was just... Natsuki glances down at her side. She's holding a volume of manga in her hand. That's right. Something just came... that's right. Something just came up for a minute, but we can get started now. I won't make you wait any longer. Jeez. Now you're making me feel like a jerk. If something's bothering you, then you can just tell me to leave you alone, and I will. I mean... it's to me you didn't feel like talking about it or anything. She practically mumbles that last part. Nah, I'm probably making it seem like a bigger deal than it is. I've just been thinking about Sayori, that's all. Sayori?! Yeah, you know, my childhood friend, a little bit taller than you are, has the most beautiful blue eyes you could ever see. Thinking about her? Yeah, she seems pretty down today. But she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh. Natsuki exhales. Well, first of all, you should really work on your phrasing, you idiot. You're gonna make me think that you're in love with her or something. But anyway, you're her best friend, right? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I thought so, but now I don't know anymore. Yeah.
Then in that case, I think you should trust her a little more. If she needed you, then If she needed you, then you would be the first person. If she needed you, then you would be the first person she would go to, right?
Well, I guess that's true.
I mean, some people just have those days. You can't always avoid it. If anything, she probably doesn't want you to worry about her because it's not important.
Yeah, that's kind of what she said to me. Maybe it's not right for me to go against her wishes.
Exactly. If she needs you to worry about her, then it'll be a lot more obvious.
Yeah. I should have thought of it that way from the start. Natsuki fiddles with the book she's holding in her hands, being all cute and grumpy.
She really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
Don't get the wrong idea or anything, dummy. We've just been friends for a long time. It's normal to be worried about your friends. I mean, you were worried about me, so...
I was not! Bold of you to assume that I consider you a friend, by the way. Jeez. If you're fine, then let's hurry and get started already. Gosh.
Yeah. Yes, dear. Let's see. Okay, everyone. Ludicrous speed. Oops. Okay. Let's go with Natsuki. So happy.
Let's see!
You're certainly enthusiastic today.
Of course.
Of course!
You know I like your writing.
I'm just surprised. It seemed like you had a lot of trouble admitting that before.
Well, of course. I just had to put you in your place a little bit. It's not like... I mean, it's not like I was shy or anything stupid like that.
You shy.
Or jealous. I really wasn't jealous.
I think she was jealous.
Just because you happen to be a good writer? That's such a dumb thing to get jealous about.
Natsuki.
What?
You're not very confident about your writing, are you?
What are you talking about? My writing is obviously the best. Right?
It took me a while to figure out, but I think I finally did. Because he's not that well developed as a main character. Maybe Natsuki acts so arrogant because she's trying to make up for her own insecurities. If she acts like she's the best, then other people might think that way too. People talk loud when they want to sound smart, right? Correct! Yeah, if anyone remembers that episode of SpongeBob.
Right?
No.
Daniel, please tell me you like my poems.
Natsuki, you're starting to sound like that Love Fool song.
I don't care if you hate them. Just tell me I'm the best.
And for anyone who doesn't know that song, it's basically a girl telling me, a girl telling you, tell me you love me. Regardless of how you actually feel about her. So that's why I'm here like, you know, That's what it almost sounds like, and maybe that's why I gave her that song before whatever video that was, however many. God, that was almost 5 years ago.
I just really need to hear that from someone. I know I sound stupid.
That doesn't sound stupid. This sounds stupid. Yeah, see, that sounds stupid.
But there's a reason I never shared my poems before this.
Natsuki.
Because nobody ever takes me seriously. What's the point in sharing my poems if people just laugh and say, "That's so cute," just like you, Natsuki? Sometimes I don't want to be cute. But nobody understands that. I try really hard when I write. The style doesn't matter. The emotions are there. Why can't anyone see that? I just want...
Natsuki trails off. Maybe it's because her lips started to quiver. I look down. Her fists are clenched really tightly. Hey, Natsuki. If you're not careful, you'll rip your own poem. I gently grab the poem with my own hand until she relaxes her grip on it. I place it flat on the desk and smooth out the wrinkles that she put into it.
Don't read it!
Before I can pick it back up, Natsuki snatches the poem up from the desk.
It's not any good. And I know you hate my poems.
When did I ever say that?
So you don't have to read this one, okay?
But I want to read it.
Why?
Because the night belongs to lovers. Okay, no. I like your poems. I really do. Why would I judge you for your style? It's not like my own style is anything crazy. I mean, it's the first... God dang it. I mean, it's true that the first time I read one of your poems, I didn't look much into it. But I know you better now. And it's wrong for Yuri to think that your style is more amateur than hers. And Sayori, she always means well. But sometimes she's so focused on simple happiness that she doesn't understand what people really want. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about how hard it is for you. And I'm sorry if I was part of that problem. I understand now. You're not just cute, you're a lot more than that. You're cute and grumpy. Okay, no. But obviously, yeah, she's tired of being pigeonholed into this whole, "You're so cute and adorable, and I don't have to take anything you say seriously," sort of perfect box that she's been put into. Natsuki, you're doing it again. Once again, Natsuki clutches her poem a little too hard. She's gonna punch me in the face with it! She looks down, hiding her eyes from me. I never realized how difficult this was for her. But finally, she forces herself to extend her arms and set her poem on the table.
You can read it. Just turn that way. I don't want you to look at my face right now.
So don't turn around. Okay, I will. Because you. Not to be confused with the Kelly Clarkson song, Because of You. Because you. Tomorrow will be brighter with me around. But when today is dim, I can only look down. My looking is a little more forward. Because you look at me. When I want to say something, I say it with a shout. but my truest feelings can never come out. My words are a little less empty because you listen to me. When something is above me, I reach for the stars, but when I feel small, I don't get very far. My standing is a little bit taller because you sit with me. I believe in myself with all of my heart, but what do I do when it's all torn all apart? My faith is a little bit stronger because you trust me. My pen always puts my feelings to the test. I'm not a good writer, but my best is my best. My poems are a little bit dearer because you think of me. Because you.
Why are you looking at me like that? If you don't like it, then just say it. I won't get mad.
No, it's not that I don't like it. It was just a little surprising to read. I guess I'm not used to hearing such nice things coming from you.
Don't just say that! Dummy. What do you think the point of writing is? Expressing things that you can't just say.
Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry for missing the point sometimes. I'm just a dense anime protag. I'm sorry I'm not well-developed enough to understand. I always mean well. And I'm happy that you showed this to me. I liked it.
Well, yeah. I'm a pro, so...
Natsuki mumbles, completely failing to sound confident like she usually does.
Just... remember that. Just remember that I can think these things too, sometimes. Or, I can think these things sometimes too. You know, when you're nice to me, it's... meaningful.
I'm glad. Sensing Natsuki is satisfied, I start to hand the poem back to her. But as I do, Natsuki takes my hands and pushes them back away.
Get your hands away from me!
Hey there, Monster Lord, and yep, I am. I haven't played this game since January, so... yeah. Well, not that I need to finish it, but the fact that I haven't yet still bothers me. Like, if I keep stalling this any longer, it's going to be just in time for the 5-year anniversary of when I first played the original game. Her small, soft hands surprise me with their assertion. She might be small, but she's scrappy and strong.
I don't want it. It's ugly. And it's been in your hands.
Why not?
Because you touched it. I don't want it anymore. I just don't. Jeez. You dense anime protag.
I realize what Natsuki is doing. She's using reverse psychology on you, that's what. Well, not exactly. Unable to be honest, she's trying to give the poem, dang it, I keep mixing up the words. Unable to be honest, she's trying to give me the poem in a roundabout way. Meanwhile, I keep mixing up the words in a roundabout way. Well, in that case, I'm going to keep it, and you can't stop me. Instead of teasing her, I choose to go along with it. Because if you tease her, you will have chosen death.
Good!
You killed me!
Good! If you didn't, I would... Never mind. I would malice you with a shoehorn.
Well, I guess there's a lot of things she could have done there.
I'm glad that you want it.
Natsuki backpedals on her words and leaves it at that. Despite her best efforts to hide her expression, I can see her faintly smiling to herself.
That's all for now, so... go put it away before someone sees it, okay? I don't want people to think I'm getting all mushy on you.
Yeah. And then people might get the wrong idea about us. I'll go do that. With that, I return to my seat so I can put away Natsuki's poem. Let's see, let's go with Yuri. So that way she can think I hate her now. Yuri doesn't look too That's what happens when my tongue stops working. Yuri doesn't look too enthusiastic about spending time with me. Because she hates me! I guess if she changes her mind, she'll come to me. But I should leave her be for now. Yeah, well, unfortunately that's never gonna happen. Because she... well... no, she thinks we hate her, which is obviously not the case. Let's see, Sayori? I guess, I don't remember when...
It's nice, I guess.
Come on, I can already tell you don't like it. If you hate it, just tell me you hate it. I can take it.
Well, you don't need to worry about what I think. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you? Probably Natsuki.
What? I didn't write this for anyone specifically.
Maybe. That's not really what I meant, though. But it's okay. You're making new friends, just like I was hoping. That makes me really happy. Even though I'm actually crying inside, because the world hates me. And my depression won't leave me alone. And you're happy too, right? In this club?
No, I'm miserable in this club. Because I feel like terrible things are gonna happen. In about 5 more streams from now, I don't know. Well, of course I am. Sure, I'm sure.
Good.
Oh great, another you killed me moment.
That's all that matters to me. Thank you, Daniel.
Sayori, is there something wrong?
Huh? No, nothing. I'm just a little tired today.
I'm still not used to Sayori's teeth in this picture, or in this sprite. Alright. Just tell me if you need anything.
I will. Don't worry about me, okay? You can go play with everyone else now.
If you insist.
Yay!
So happy. Okay. Yeah, I guess this was the part where she leaves early.
I'm gonna go home a little bit early today.
Sayori?
Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself, hiding the pain. Alright, and now, last but not least...
Hi, Daniel!
Hi, Ludicrous Speed! Okay.
Sticking with Natsuki's style once more, I see.
Snooping as usual, I see!
You really like Natsuki, don't you?
What? What you talking about, Monica?
That's...
Stupid sexy Monica!
Oh, come on, Daniel. It's awfully suspicious, you know.
I played it on PlayStation. Got it to Platinum there. Oh, well, I have the game on PS4 just because I'm playing it on the Switch here. AKA the version of the game that's apparently very, very difficult to read. You know, since the Switch is pretty much like my default system for everything. Well, obviously aside from Genshin. Because they still won't put out the Switch port that they announced, like, I have no idea how long ago. Anyway, suspicious!
Spending time with her in the club every day. Pretending to like the manga she's into.
Who said I was pretending?
You know how Natsuki is. If I don't go along with it, she'll kill me in my sleep. If I don't indulge her, she'll end up hating me. Or worse, she'll break into my house and kill me in my sleep. Huh? No, I think you're misunderstanding, Daniel. You're such a dense anime protag. It's not like Natsuki just hates anyone who doesn't give her what she wants. Yeah, she's assertive, but she's not that selfish. And I doubt she would ever kill you in your sleep. In fact, I think you're the only one who's indulged her as much as you have.
Is that so? I can't imagine why. I kind of knew that, but I just didn't want to admit it.
So, I just need to ask one thing of you.
Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? Okay, no.
Be careful, okay? Otherwise, Natsuki really will kill you in your sleep. Natsuki's kind of unpredictable. Just like a woman's heart. A lot of times, she doesn't even know what she wants.
Yeah, and unfortunately, well, for anyone who knows my channel history, you know that I had a thing for a woman who really didn't know what she wanted out of life. Unfortunately, she is apparently no longer on this earth, so... Yeah, you could say I'm only partially joking when I say a woman's heart can be very unpredictable.
After all, she's the youngest one here. She might not know how to handle her own feelings properly. What I'm saying is, if something bad happens, then it could end up damaging the club, too.
Yes, I played Exit Music and Exit Music Redux. I know bad things can happen.
And you will want to do that to me, right?
Stupid sexy Monica, stop gaslighting me! I'm not sure how to respond to Monica. I know how to respond to Monica. I just point at the screen and shout, "Stupid sexy Monica! Stop gaslighting me!" While I care about her and the club, it's kind of unfair to bring that up. That's why I say it's like she's kind of low-key gaslighting you.
Well, you're smart.
No, I'm not. I'm a dense anime protag.
I'm sure you'll do the right thing.
No, I won't do the right thing. Because the game won't let me do the right thing. Monica smiles sweetly. You harlot!
Anyway...
Ludicrous speed! Sailor Moon says... Okay, let's see here. Nintendo is not really a company that allows games with an actual gambling aspect. Really?
Then I wonder why they even
announced a Switch port. Although, granted, we haven't heard much about it since then, but still. I guess Nintendo can be kind of a weird company at times. I won't even go into that.
Let's see. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold on a second. Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now? Huh? Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Catchphrase? What do you think I am, a cartoon character? I don't have a catchphrase. Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen.
Yes, something terrible is going to happen. In your books, maybe. No, in everything! Pathetic fallacy at its finest. Or, as Illyria Plays would say, ATMOSPHERE! Look, the only thing different is that Sayori isn't here.
Ah. It seems you're right. Sigh, because I'm Lucy Loud. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to, anyway? I just thought she went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on!
She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early.
Is that so? I hope she's alright. Seriously? Of all the times to not go home with her, you picked the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey.
No! First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori.
And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. Who?
No, I think you mean, huh? Okay, no. That curious expression coming from Yuri, of all people?
Calm down, guys.
Settle down, children. Settle down.
I talked to her earlier, and everything is fine.
What did she say? You're not gonna answer me, are you?
Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so... Let's decide on what everyone will be doing this weekend.
Weekend at Bernie's? Okay, no.
I already know what I'm doing.
Anime!
That's right. Natsuki will be making cupcakes. But we need a lot of them, and different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'm going to be printing out and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me design them. As for Yuri... Yuri, you can...
Stupid sexy Monica.
Guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless.
Useless!
No, that's not it at all. You're the most talented person here, you know.
So grumpy.
Now Natsuki's pouting too?
Yes, because she's so grumpy and cute. Geez, even I can tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around.
That may be the case. But if I also can't be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. So Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know. So you should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere.
Okay, I'm not gonna shout it this time.
Atmosphere? About that,
Oh my... Well, there you go, Illy. Not that she's here, but there. Confirmed! Yuri loves atmosphere! Okay, fine. Well, first...
I love atmosphere.
Or...
I love atmosphere!
I hardly ever do my shouting Yuri voice. Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk in focus and starts nodding to herself. Your mind is already racing, I see.
That's great! You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Daniel. The actually most useless person in this club.
Oh, see? He's gonna say it for me. Well, then again, I only kinda sort of remember most of the original game. So maybe this is a bit of my muscle memory kicking in. The one who is truly useless. Useless!
Don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way to give one of them a hand. You could always help me out as well. I would be really appreciative of that. Even though I know the game won't let me do that. Or, even though I know the game won't let you do that.
That's... Is Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that?
I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Well, even if you don't know how to make, there's always some dirty work I could give to you. It's not like Monica's going to give me a choice, and you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway.
He tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that.
If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Daniel may not like to be around you if you only make him out to be a nuisance. So therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Hold on! I never said that! How hard could it...
Man.
How hard could it be to make a few decorations, anyway? Sounds more like you're just making excuses for Daniel to... What are you saying? It will be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't. Just what do you think? Guys! Let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Daniel to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know.
And we never will.
So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said... I'm surprised as well. Sorry.
You green-eyed harlot!
I was just saying, though. Jeez. Can we just settle this already?
Catfight incoming. Well... Monaco's just prevented that from happening, so... That'll just have to stay with the fan fictions or mods. In fact, I don't even know if there's any mods out there that do any, like, legitimate catfights between these two that aren't just stemming from the original arguments from the vanilla game. Well, I think New Eyes is probably the closest we ever got to something like that. Anyway,
Yeah. Daniel, you're okay with this, right?
no.
In the end, it's up to you.
That way, in the end, it's always going to be my fault. Of course. So grumpy.
Very well. In that case...
Everyone looks straight at me. Stop looking at me! But of course, I'm gonna go with... Okay, well... I need to do this for an achievement anyway, I think, so... Well, I guess I should probably be helping Monica.
Yay! You picked me!
Stupid sexy Monica.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Monica, you're the one who needs the least help out of all of us. But...
Okay, there, now we have a cat fight coming on.
I agree with Natsuki.
And I agree with the fish thing!
Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but you already have Sayori as well. But Daniel was the one who... that doesn't matter. You were the one who scared him into picking you in the first place.
She's not wrong, you know.
You're the club president, Monica. You're supposed to make the responsible decisions for the club.
Shame, shame, shame on you, Monica.
Monica, you shouldn't have let any ulterior motives interfere with this decision. Ulterior motives? What are you saying, Yuri? In fact, it sounds like you guys are the ones with ulterior motives. Excuse me? Otherwise, this wouldn't have been made into such a big deal in the first place. That's completely false, Monica. Yeah. We have a lot of work to do, you know. We won't do as good of a job if you make us work alone. Maybe that's true. Think of the club, Monica.
Joe Doki, hello.
If we want our event to succeed, then we need to appropriately distribute our resources. So are you going to do the right thing, President? Okay, okay. I get it. Sigh, because I'm Lucy Loud. It's technically most logical for Daniel to help one of you too. So, I guess that's what we'll do. Do you have a preference, Daniel?
I have a preference for the one that will let me live. Oh, okay, well. Alright, so obviously, since we're going with Natsuki for this run through... And then... Yeah, so I'm gonna have to, like, plan this out a little bit appropriately. So, since this is the final... Well, technically the final day, in a sense. You know, before the Day of Reckoning. Coming up here. Yeah, so... Well, baking sounds like it could be fun. And you guys made it sound like a lot of work, so it could probably use 2 people.
Don't worry. Baking is a ton of fun. You'll definitely agree. Huh? Just a minute ago, you were saying that... that's because... Never mind, okay? Well, anyway... You'll be fine by yourself, right, Yuri? Of course. I'm used to it, after all. All by myself. Don't wanna be... all by myself.
anymore. Before Doomsday arrives. Yeah. Although, technically, I call it the Day of Reckoning. Even though I've had people tell me to not call it that because there's already a mod called Day of Reckoning. Well, I'm sorry, but I never heard of that mod and I never played it, so since I've been calling it the Day of Reckoning ever since I started this damn channel, I'm gonna keep calling it that! Anyway. And if this were a YouTube video, I would usually stick a cutaway gag right here. But this isn't, so I cannot do that.
That's good.
No, it's not. Yuri is literally me in high school. Feeling lonely and, like, outcast from everyone. Even though Yuri is being melodramatic, it's a little hard to not feel bad. Yeah, although I guess the only difference would be that I wouldn't be so blatantly obvious about it. I would just... yeah, I never really pointed that out to people in my high school days.
So, that's everything, right? Anything else we need to talk about?
Bungee jumping.
No, I think that's it. Are you guys excited? Yes! Everything except the performance is going to be awesome!
I don't think that really counts.
What about you, Daniel?
Me? I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it'll turn out. Well... yeah. It'll be something to remember, that's for sure.
That's good enough for me. What about you, Yuri? Yuri? She's still sulking.
Wallow in self-pity. Natsuki starts pouting too. So grumpy.
It's not... I mean, it's not that big of a deal or anything.
Well, it might not just be that. I think that Yuri might just be feeling a little underappreciated in general. Having to come up with something for her to do, and then nobody offering to help.
That doesn't mean...
Natsuki glances back and forth between everyone with a worried expression. Let's see, even if there is no actual copyright to use phrases and other words, you can use it all day for the festival. Yes, thank you, you see. Finally, someone who understands. So that's why I say, even if there is a mod out there called Doki Doki Day of Reckoning, screw you! I'm still going to call the festival the Day of Reckoning! Because that's what it is! It is the day when we are reckoned with. And it is also on that day that I was scarred for life, playing this game. Oh, right, I read that.
Look.
Natsuki Natsuki goes over and puts a hand down on Yuri's shoulders.
Yuri, you really are the most talented one here. And you're going to help make the event a lot more fun and welcoming. I mean, the cupcakes will probably help a lot too. But you're going to make the atmosphere special. That'll be really important for the way that people feel during the performances. So, you need to stop being dumb and give yourself a little more credit.
Natsuki releases her hands and turns around to face the other direction.
You didn't really mean that, did you? Not really, but...
Yuri isn't the only one surprised. Monika and I are also taken aback by Natsuki's words. Natsuki, of all people, to be saying such encouraging things. But I begin to understand. Natsuki was trying to sound like Sayori. except a little more grumpier. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves.
I'm sorry for being dumb. I'm going to do my best. And all of us are going to make it a really great event. Yeah. Yeah! I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today. So I guess it's time for us to head out. Okay, but I'm staying here a bit longer. I barely got to do any reading today, so... Fair enough, there's nothing wrong with that.
Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monica and Yuri out the door as they chat between each other.
Where are you going?
Home? Where the heart is?
We still need to figure out our plans for this weekend. You literally would have gotten home and realized that you didn't even have a way to contact me.
Oh, that's true. I have no idea how that slipped my mind. Because I'm an absent-minded, dense anime protag.
Jeez, good thing I stopped you. I'm going to give you my number, okay?
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look right. Okay, no.
You better not make it weird or anything.
Why would I do that? What do you take me for? So grumpy. Natsuki gives me her number. To call her, maybe.
Okay. I'm coming over on Sunday. I'll bring all the ingredients.
Wait! You're coming to my house?
Well, yeah. What's wrong with that?
Nothing, it's just that my house is ugly. I mean, I just figured that since I'm the one helping, I would be going to your house.
Yeah, right. Like I could have a guy over at my house. Or, like I could have a guy over my house. My dad would kill me.
And some mods out there take that quite literally. Let's not get into that. Really? Yes, have you seen him? Well, I don't know how canon Natsuki's dad is, but the other versions of Natsuki's dad out there, oh boy. Yeah, most of them are just evil. That's kind of strict if you ask me.
Yeah, how do you think I feel? I can't do anything when my dad is home. Anyway, I just need to complain for a second. We have each other's numbers now. That's all I needed from you. I guess I'll text you when I'm coming over.
Alright, fine by me.
Yeah. I'm really gonna show you why I love baking so much. So you'd better look forward to it.
Oh? Didn't you say you were just going to give me the dirty work?
Well, I was just saying that. It's not like I could act like, in front of everyone, that I was looking forward to this.
Wait, really? No.
Well, kind of. Just because I never got to bake with someone else before. That's all it is, so...
Alright, I get it. Sorry for overreacting. Anyway, I'll be heading out now. See you on Sunday.
Never mind. I love you, okay?
What? Okay, no. I can't believe this! I can't believe it's not butter! Okay, no. Natsuki is going to be coming to my house on Sunday? My anxiety shoots through the roof. Even though I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point, there's no telling what might end up happening when we're outside of school. More than that, she told me that she was looking forward to it. Let's see. Oh, I've heard of Omori, if that's how you pronounce the game's name. I just haven't actually... I'm just so far behind on a lot of the games I want to play. But, okay, so it's a psychological horror. Okay, well... Oh, so I am pronouncing the game right. Alright. Yeah. Like, I've seen a lot of fan art for it, and I know Brian Art even did like an Omori DDLC crossover sort of thing. Well, I guess let's see when and if I can ever get around to playing that. It'll most likely be like a Let's Play series if I do it. So much like how I regularly do these games. So, well, we'll see. I guess I can see why there would be some bit of overlap with DDLC and Omori then, if they are both psychological horror and they deal with some similar topics with each other. Well, yeah, it's been... I mean, the game has been kind of on my radar. I just haven't been... Like, since I don't know too much about it, I was just here like... I've been hearing stuff about it, and I've seen some fan art of it, and I'm here like, okay, well, maybe I might be interested in playing it. But, okay, yeah, I guess now that I know a little bit more about it, who knows, maybe I might actually try to see about getting it one of these days, and then maybe doing a Let's Play of it. And considering I know next to nothing about the game, I would most likely end up doing it completely blind, so we'll see. Anyway, let me see. More than that, she told me she was looking forward to it. Is this a chance I have to make something happen between us? Or is it too early for that? Only time will tell. But until then, I won't be able to take my mind off it. Nice, you're the best. Thank you. I'll see what I can do, though. I make no promises, but I'll at least tell you that it is going to be on my radar now more than it was before. So yeah, I won't make any promises like, oh, I'll be playing it next month or whatever, but I'll just say that now that I know more about what the game's about, I'll highly consider it as another series I could possibly do. I seriously can't wait! It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Natsuki's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. I wonder if she'll act any different when it's just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. You and I. Okay, no. Meanwhile, she's been texting me a lot. She's been leaving messages and voicemails saying that I miss you. Okay, no. We sent each other one after exchanging numbers to double check, but it turned into a conversation. She's almost a different personality on the phone, using tons of emojis and cute language. She also really likes complaining about things, but I kinda saw that one coming. But putting Natsuki aside, I haven't really heard a thing from Sayori since she left the club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything. but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monika said, or didn't say, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I decide to visit Sayori before Natsuki comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. The house is quiet. Too quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom where I finally find her. Sayori?
Hi, Daniel.
I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us.
You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you?
I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. I still cannot get used to her teeth. I know it sounds weird, but it's just so jarring. I'm used to the old sprites and staring at that for years. Especially considering how many mods I've played.
If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess.
That's because I end up cleaning it for you.
How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Natsuki today?
Who told you that? Yeah, but... Wait, how did you know that?
I'm a psycho!
I mean psychic. Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting.
Monika told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right?
That's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monika today?
Of course. But I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything.
So it's just me and Natsuki then.
Yep.
There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. Yuri's a psycho. Well, I wouldn't say that Yuri's a psycho. Well, unless we're talking Act 2 Yuri, then she's the real psycho. And oh boy, well, we're not there yet, obviously. I still have to get through Yuri's Act 1. Let's see, I just want to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday. When something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So... Sayori smiles, shaking her head.
That's no good, Daniel.
Huh?
Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You would have been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. Sayori. I grabbed Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this.
So you can't just hide it. I know you too well. He says after not figuring it out for years. And that is what they call irony at its finest.
So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it.
There's those teeth again. Sayori gives me an empty smile with her teeth.
You really put me in a trap, Daniel. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always depressed. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time.
Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori?
You're really going to make me say it, aren't you, Daniel? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy. Without anyone worrying about me.
I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why, Sayori?
Huh?
Why is it that you've never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much I could do. I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me.
You don't understand at all, Daniel. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things.
There are two types of depression. Either you don't eat or do nothing. Yeah, unfortunately. And that's a sad thing. Well, even then, I would argue that there's more forms of depression than just that, simply. Although, well, yeah, I'm actually, yeah, I don't think I should go into that very much here.
I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head.
Well, we're not playing that game, though.
That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else, too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club. It feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt.
You're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do.
No, Daniel. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am.
Tears streaked down Sayori's face.
I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. And I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here, and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one.
Without thinking, I once again grabbed Sayori's shoulders. This time, I pulled her into a tight embrace.
Daniel.
Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Daniel.
Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear.
No! Don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Daniel,
Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. But all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything you need me to do, then you'd better tell me. I'll get mad at you. I'll get mad if you don't.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Gently, Sayori puts her arms around me in return.
I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Daniel. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain.
Let's see, yup, I know that feeling. Yeah, I don't know how familiar you are with my channel, but long ago, there was a young woman in my life named Maddie. She was kind of shy, timid, and had trouble talking to people, especially guys. When we went to college, I was kind of forced to watch her make friends with all these people, and slowly, in a sense, not need me anymore. While I was glad to actually see her be happy and making friends, it was painful kind of knowing that, in a sense, the writing was on the wall for me, that I wasn't needed in her life anymore, even though I did everything I could for her. And how apparently talking to me helped her be less shy around guys. So you might say that in a way, my purpose was served in her life. I have no idea if she even thinks about me much anymore. Oh, well, I guess if you do remember Maddie then, well, yeah. That's the story of how my first love ended in tragedy. Well, tragedy in the sense that she basically just disappeared and I never saw her ever again, or heard from her ever again. And if you keep in mind that she's more or less the reason the ArdrethShadow channel exists, or ArdrethShadow channel exists, it just makes it that much more bittersweet, I suppose. If it wasn't for her kind of inspiring me to make this channel, who knows? You can tell that I still do think about her from time to time. But what can I do?
But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary too.
Sari lets me go. As she does, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, right? Well, unfortunately, it's not going to be the kind of fun you're thinking of.
Yeah.
If by fun you mean pain and misery for everyone, then yes, it's going to be loads of fun. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise.
I think that would be nice then.
Yeah. Sari wipes her eyes. And then I've also shared this story, but, well, I guess at the risk of sounding like a broken record, God, what is it with me struggling to talk lately? Sayori almost reminds me of a girl that I had in my life who was my best friend. A girl named Maggie. Not to be confused with Maddie. But Maggie also dealt with depression of her own. And I swear she was like the brightest ball of sunshine you could ever meet. And she was just so fun to talk to, and she always like made me laugh, and even thinking about her now, I miss Maggie as well. I just hope that wherever she is, that she's alright. Both these girls really made a good impact on my life in ways that I don't think they'll ever quite know the magnitude of. I just miss them both dearly, if it wasn't already that obvious. So it seems like you kind of know what it's like as well. Yeah. It's like one of my history teachers put it once. Humans are social animals. I don't care if anyone says that they don't need anyone else or whatever. That's a lie. I honestly feel like you need to have somebody in your life, a friend or whatever, just to help you, be there for you, however it may be. Even if you're just comforting someone after two stupid bullies attack them on Twitter, and you just spend the whole evening with them while they're crying it out. You have no idea how much that can mean to a person. That's what Maggie did for me. Back when these two psychos on Twitter sent me these crazy death threats. Maggie was there to comfort me. She made me feel better. So yeah, I am always thankful to her and Maddie for everything they did for me. I just wish that I could just somehow repay them. For now, though, it just seems as though me just keeping their memories and their stories alive is all I can do for now. Anyway, well, if I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel.
No, don't! Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you.
But it's almost time for Natsuki to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sairi shakes her head.
I'm sorry. I don't know if it would be a very good day for me today. I don't know if it would be very good for me today. You understand, right?
It's kind of hard for me to fully understand. But I'm trying my hardest.
It's okay. Don't worry about it too much. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Alright. I look forward to it. Well, you're definitely going to see her tomorrow. Just not in the way that you would expect it. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Natsuki is about to come over, too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much. And we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. Well, it's definitely going to be a day you'll never forget. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. I spend only a few minutes at home, anxiously awaiting Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the front door to let her in.
Sup?
Hey. I don't know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than her school uniform really threw me off, or totally threw me off. Yeah, she's programmed with more than just her school uniform, you know. It's Monica that doesn't have any custom casual outfit programmed for her. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes the uniform seem totally unfitting in comparison.
Jeez, don't make it feel so awkward already. It's gonna be a long afternoon, so don't be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in.
I see you brought a lot of stuff. Natsuki is carrying a large bag that is probably full of baking supplies.
but I didn't want to come all this way just to find out that your kitchen isn't equipped for the job. You brought everything, or you bought everything I asked you to, right?
Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients if I didn't already have them at home.
Good. Glad I could count on you to do your part.
Well, of course. I may be stupid, but I'm not dumb. I'm surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly say that, rather than say something snarky like she usually does. Could it be that she is a little different outside of school after all? Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. But we're already here.
What, you're not gonna offer to take this heavy bag from me? Like a gentleman? Where's your hospitality, Daniel?
Come on. Since when did I need to be a gentleman? Okay. I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. This is ridiculously heavy.
I carry that all the way here. Are you impressed?
I see now. Yeah, I am impressed, Natsuki. It seems like I always underestimate you. I told you Natsuki might be small, but she's strong.
It's because I'm so small, isn't it? You jerk.
Natsuki hits a fist into my chest. Ugh! Hey! Your size has nothing to do with it.
Do you really hate being small that much? It's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they only think I'm worth my size. It's fun when I get to be small and better than other people. But, geez, never mind. What are you making me say? Don't think you can make me talk about weird things just because we're not at school. Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you.
What? That's a little bit more like you. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that.
Hey! Now you are treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little nicer to you, you know. And just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri doesn't mean you can treat me like...
Well, you just... Well then. Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Natsuki? Is there something you're not telling me?
Forget it! I didn't say anything!
And this is why people ship you and Yuri like... I don't know what. Well, one of the reasons, probably. Just other than the fact that I guess they just like the dynamic between the two of them. I should apologize.
Huh?
I appreciate that you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little more considerate, too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, then you should also know that there are tons of guys who are into body types like yours. Oh, let's not get into that.
How would you know that anyway?
Just trust me on this one. Can we move on, please?
Gross.
Hey! Was that to me?
Who else?
Man. Let's just get started already. Yes, please, let's stop talking about this.
You get all sour when a girl calls you gross. I finally found your weakness, Daniel.
Natsuki smiles deviously. Please spare me. Oh, have mercy on me, depraved young grumpy one! Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, then there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied enough for now, finally starting to pull things out of her bag so we can get started. Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled fluid, tiny rabbits, and plastic bags are strewn about every countertop. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all my moves to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking.
Daniel, where did you put the food coloring? The batter's going in the oven soon, so I need to fill the trays.
I think it's still in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for?
To color the batter, of course. I'm making each tray a different color. That way, even if the flavors aren't different, everyone can still pick their favorite.
Ah, that's a cute idea. You have chosen death! Are we doing anything like that with the icing?
Do you want to?
You're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so...
Come on. You're not putting any heart into this at all.
You need to put a little heart and soul into it. Like that song by Tapao that I doubt anyone knows. Yeah, I just remember a lot of 80s songs. Which they unfortunately don't play anymore on the radio. Which makes me sad.
Can you at least try it to have fun?
I'm having fun. You don't sound like you're having fun. I am. Are you excited to do this? I am. You don't sound excited. I am. I bet you're excited to play this game again, aren't you? I am. Damn it! Why did I ask you that? I'm not really sure what Natsuki is trying to get out of me. I don't know either. Meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring in each. That does look pretty cool.
See? It's not like baking is just about following instructions. The presentation is where you get to be creative and have the most fun. It's a million times more worth it in the end if just looking at it makes everyone's eyes light up.
Like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes, and Sayori and Monika's delighted expressions. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Well, we'll never know though. Yeah. Maybe I will use the food color. Maybe I will use the food coloring then.
Sounds like you're starting to understand. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring.
Yeah, it's getting there. We were using the electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and a huge bowl for the icing.
The icing's still all lumpy. Are you even trying?
Well, yeah. It'll just take a little longer.
Jeez, well, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here, look.
Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back.
You just really need to beat the crap out of it.
After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing has already improved.
See?
As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same.
Hey!
Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist.
I don't want your gross fingers in my icing.
Your icing, eh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger toward the bowl.
Don't make me beat the crap out of you next.
I'd like to see you try. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some with my finger, just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble and turn.
Gross! You got it on my face!
Whose fault is that? There's a big glob of icing on Icing's cheek. There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away.
Jeez. You know what? Take this!
Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger toward my own face. You wish! I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use her other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. And now we're up against this familiar scene.
Stop!
Not until you apologize for calling me gross.
Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. You know I don't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me. You really shouldn't tease girls like that.
Is that so? In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking off the icing.
What? Did you seriously just...
Natsuki is so surprised that she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is entirely red. And now her face is sad.
Daniel, you really shouldn't do that kind of thing to girls. Unless you really like them. You know that, right?
What kind of question is she asking me just like that? Well, look what you just did! No normal person does that! At least I don't think so. Oh, well then again, Yuri in the other route, and then... Okay, well... Fine, you got me on a technicality. How did the mood turn to this so quickly? Well, you're the one who did that to her. Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy?
Ah!
Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. We're gonna burn the house down! Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Is something burning? Yes. I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet.
No wonder. You left a dirty tray in here, dummy. How could you make a mistake like that?
You should have checked before turning the oven on.
Don't blame me for your mistakes. Jeez.
Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops.
Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now.
Yeah. The tension from the moment from before still lingers over our heads. But the moment has already been lost. That weird, awkward moment. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcakes in tray. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcake trays into the oven. Then I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing, like nothing ever happened.
Ah, that smells so good.
The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of sweet-smelling, warm air fills the room.
Look at how cute they all look.
She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. They'll look even better once we add the icing.
Not like you need to tell me that. I brought decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing into these bags.
Natsuki hands me some plastic bags.
I have these nozzles that will make it look nice and fluffy. This one can even make flowers. We probably won't be using it at this time, though.
Or using it this time. What's this one for? I pick up one of the nozzles that has a much thinner tip than the others.
That one's really thin, so you can use it to make stripes or other patterns. But you can also use it to write stuff on a cake.
Like happy birthday! Oh. She's one step ahead of me here.
Like happy birthday or whatever.
Huh, I see. That gives me an idea, actually. A wonderful, awful idea. Well, not really. Okay, let me just plug in my phone really quickly. There we go.
Ah?
Well, it's a literature event, right? I thought it was a cooking club event. Okay, no. We could make it more literature-themed by writing a different word on each of the cupcakes. It would be fun to see people choose their cupcakes based on a word they like.
I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid. But that's actually a really cute idea, so...
Maybe I'm getting it from you.
What's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute!
Come on. We're not at school. Nobody's judging. You can't dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute.
Well...
Natsuki's voice trails off.
Same with you.
Huh? Did you say something?
No, nothing. Let's just do the icing.
Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens a nozzle onto each of the bags.
There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Without giving me a chance to think about before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing, and then we each get to work. Time to work. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts all of them side by side as the Toa of Metro Nui to admire our work. Okay, no.
Look at how pretty they are together.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
I wish I could have one right now.
Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that.
Well, yeah, but... my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite.
Sayori's the exact opposite in that regard. If she was here, we'd probably be down 10 cupcakes already. And she would still eat dinner.
Come on, that's just unhealthy. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway, I was hoping we would have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner.
Oh, already? That's a shame.
It's your fault for working so slowly. You should have thought about that. It's not like you'll always have this chance.
Well, yeah. Man. As usual, Natsuki places the blame on me.
You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry some, then you can probably do it in one trip.
Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any.
I wish she would listen to me the way she listens to you.
You mean like with the whole cookie incident? Yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today. I felt so helpless. Sayori always does listen to me, but at that point I felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Well, that's the depression talking, sadly. It just fills your mind with all these negative, nasty thoughts. It's like you're literally trapped in a fog, and nothing can get through sometimes.
Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today.
You too. I'll walk you out, I guess, like a gentleman. Just like that, Natsuki is already about to leave. It feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that. Did I even take the opportunity to get closer to her like I wanted? You did whatever you did to her earlier. I think you two are pretty close now, whether she wants to or not.
Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. I'll see you tomorrow.
Wait, Natsuki.
Huh?
What you said before about not always having this chance. It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. You showed me how fun baking can be, like you wanted. But aside from that, you can come over any time, okay? I think that if possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you want to read manga or go out somewhere... Up! 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 Ah! He said it! He said it, everybody! He's asking her out! Kind of. Oh, wait, hold on, let me see here. Let's see. Yeah, but he wants to be far closer. Oh yeah, I'm aware of that, but I'm just saying, like... Oh, well... Ah, damn it. I just understood what you meant now. I think. See, one time my teacher started going off on the kid sitting next to me for reading a comic book in class at the same time I was reading manga. Okay, well... Confirmed, comic books are not literature. I don't know. I mean, the manga industry is kind of dominating the comic industry anyway, so... I don't know.
Do you really mean that?
Natsuki looks at me tensely like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah. Why wouldn't I mean it? I want to spend more time with you.
Daniel, I thought you only cared about getting this done. I'm sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I would really stay here longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so...
Oh, hello. Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. Wait, Natsuki! Standing inches from me, Natsuki looks up to me. I feel her fingers gently clutch at the side of my shirt, as if holding on to me. Natsuki, control yourself! Her rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision, along with her slightly parted lips. What is happening? Well, you see... Okay, no. My head starts going dizzy as I feel her soft breaths against me.
I felt it. For a while now.
Natsuki suddenly jumps back.
Sayori?
Ah! Oh, hi, Sayori. How much of that did you see?
Am I interrupting something? Hi, Daniel.
Sayori! Just now, we weren't... I'm not the... She's not the...
It's okay, Daniel.
Sayori, no!
I just stopped by to say hi. I didn't mind the free show, though. Well, you should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Oh, really? That's too bad. Yeah, well, I'll see you at the festival tomorrow, so it's fine. Just don't eat any cupcakes before then. Anyway, later. My cakes will burn!
Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. So I had to come here and see it for myself.
Well, unfortunately, she saw something alright. See what? What are you talking about?
You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki.
Oh, hey, Rocket. I was wondering how you've been. I hadn't seen you all day yesterday or today. I hope you're doing alright. I was just wondering, that's all. Let's see.
And how close you got to her.
Oh yeah, they definitely got very close, let me tell you. And they were about to get really close if you hadn't shown up.
It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends.
Well, him and Natsuki were about to be really good friends.
That's all that matters to me.
Tears start to fall down Sayori's face.
That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Daniel? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear.
Sayori, don't say that.
It's true, Daniel. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just...
Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain.
But...
Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her.
I'm scared, Daniel. I'm really scared.
What are you scared of, Sayori?
I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me.
Sayori?
It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started liking you too much. I did this to myself. Daniel, I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel. And...
That's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? I remember. And look where that got you. Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now. And that's what I'm going to give to you. Oh my... Okay, well, here's the big choice here. Okay, let me see this really quickly. Asian parents seeing the Natsuki scene. No dating till marriage. Yet the cakes do burn. MC has to pretend it's Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis! At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen? Yes. May I see? No. Okay, well, I hate doing this option, but to get 100% in this game, I apparently have to. So, tell you what, I will save that option for Yuri's route, and I'm going to just say, I love you. Those are my true feelings. So, there's no way you could like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner, even though Natsuki and I were almost about to kiss, and I don't know what else would have happened. But spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you are truly the most important person to me. That's why I'll accept any of your burdens. As long as we continue like this every day, with you by my side. You're the sword at my side and the wind at my back. Then I know we'll both be happy. Daniel! Sayori suddenly wraps her arms tightly around me. Daniel! Is this really okay? Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. Let's say I forgot. How do you... There we go. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately I didn't remember that for the Natsuki one. I love you, Daniel. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little bit. What is this? Sayori? I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me. But why? Why? Tell them that it's human nature. Sorry, I do this because I know what's gonna happen, and it's just like, I have to do something to psych myself out. Even now, why won't the rain clouds go away? They're not going away at all, Daniel. It's okay, Sayori. It might take some time for things to get better again. But no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters right now. Okay. I trust you. Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it always has been. Even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary to me. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Hey, Daniel. Sayori gazes at me once again, smiling sadly. Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? There's no right answer to this. At all. And I hate it. I don't really understand what Sayori means by that. I do! Are you saying that this is making you feel sad, Sayori?
I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. It felt like a whole bunch of thorns when you told me you loved me. But that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me.
Yeah, I do. That is just... It's gonna hurt a lot. That's my promise. MC says you'll always be my dearest... Well, I didn't say that to her in this round, but I'm gonna have to say it to her in Yuri's route. Since I'm trying to get a 100% in this game and whatever, and I'm more or less kind of trying to follow how I did the original DDLC. More or less. Well, you'll see. I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her, and she loves me. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more, or something different. Well, let me tell you, the game won't really let you do too many things different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until they are back to the way they were, or until things are back to the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know. But I know that I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori is the most important person to me. And I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. Okay, the day of reckoning is here. However... Okay, let me see. Save point 2. Don't overwrite that. Save point 3. Save point 3. Okay. Okay. So now that we have that done, let's have a look-see here. Okay, so we have that new poem with Natsuki, this CG, acquisition procedure, choose to help Natsuki. Okay, well. Reply, I love you to Sayori's confession. Yep, that's what I did. Secrets. Okay, no. This is complete with some amusing stuffed animals from her childhood. Alright, the second CG. Alright, Concept Sayori. You know, considering they've made Concept MC, has anyone ever thought of making Concept Sayori? I mean, I know there's no point in doing that, but I mean, you could repurpose her for something else if you really wanted to. And then, well, even like these hairstyles here you could use as like inspiration. Let's see here. Oh, that's right, you have to... Yeah, see, some of these requirements are very specific. Like, I would probably have to... There's a good chance I would have to go back and play this game multiple times anyway. Let's see, My Confession. Yep. That song. Although, the one song I'm not looking forward to hearing again is Sayonara. That game gives me major PTSD. The song gives me major PTSD. The only reason you didn't hear that in my original video was because I hit the mute button. At least I think I hit the mute button. I just tried to, not express my legitimate fear. But when I played through Doki Doki Purist mod and so many other mods after that, I just could not, keep that anymore. Like, you will hear my legitimate fear whenever I hear that song. My actual fear. Let's see. Yeah, data collected 33%, so I'm about a third of the way with the game. And let's see here. Yeah, the side stories... It's gonna be a while before I fully get with those, but... Yeah, a lot of it is gonna have to be with, like, me going back with... Like, I don't actually... Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up a lot of this stuff anyway. Alright, well, let me just see everything here. Going back to my actual computer, not the fake one that we're currently staring at. Okay, let's see, nothing on Twitch. Let's see, YouTube. Okay, I've been streaming for about 2 hours and 14 minutes. Which I think is probably a good. So next time when I pick up from this game, I'm going to switch over to doing Yuri's route. And I'm more or less going to follow the same sort of procedure. I don't know when that'll be, but we will see when that is. Alright, well, thanks for the good night. Anyway, so, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.